Hello, all. Welcome to the final week of the Become Your Vision Confidence Bootcamp. We are finally here. It's so exciting, and actually, I can't believe how fast it's gone. I saved the best for last. Tonight, you are learning about the negativity bias, which is the reason why your brain constantly goes to something negative when something positive is going on in your life, or when you think of your goal. After you think about all the excitement, your brain automatically wants to go to something negative. So, we're talking all about that tonight. I'm going to show you a specific strategy that is going to help that negativity loop that wants to go in your head. We have a giveaway. Somebody will win one coaching session with me. And then I'm also telling you all about this surprise that I've never done before. So if you want to be part of it, make sure you stay tuned. You can reach out to me through my email or on Instagram if you want to be part of this very exclusive group that I am offering soon. Stay tuned in the video to figure out what that is. Hi, guys. Oh my gosh. Welcome to week 4 of the Become Your Vision Confidence Bootcamp. I can't believe it's week 4 already. Hopefully you guys are all feeling a little bit better than last week. I think last week was a little bit hard with the adjustment to the time and everything. Can you guys see me? Okay, cool. All right. So tonight we have a lot to get through in a short amount of time. We are going to become aware of the negative thoughts that we're having, and I'm going to give you a strategy so you can change those negative thought patterns. I have a big announcement I haven't done before. Super excited about that. I have a giveaway for a coaching session, and then you guys are going to have the opportunity to speak, to step into your confidence. If you've been wanting to speak, you want to share why you started the boot camp, some of the goals that you've been working on, how you're using some of the tools that you have learned through this boot camp in your everyday life, maybe your business, relationships, whatever it is, you're going to have an opportunity to share if you like. All right, let's get right into it. I think all of us can remember a time when you received a review at work and you have this glowing review, and then your boss gives you just like one little thing that you have to work on, and that is all that you think about. Or you are having an amazing day, and then all of a sudden somebody cuts you off in traffic, and then you're in a pissed off mood. You go home and something, your family's like, how was your day? And they're like, well, somebody cut me off. It was great. And then somebody cut me off. I think we can all remember a time when we experienced something good and then something negative popped in our head or something happened. And that is all that we focused on. I want to tell you that if you continue to have negative thought patterns, or if you are excited about a vacation and you're thinking about all the fun opportunities, and then something negative hops into your brain, that is normal. Why though? Your brain is actually wired to process the negative more clearly than the positive. So going back to our ancestral days, okay, when we were cavemen, and we had to look out for lions, tigers, and bears. We had to be very cautious of different berries and plants and, water around. We had to be on high alert in order to survive. It was the ones that were stressed out and on high alert. Those were the ones that survived. Okay. So your brain is actually wired to focus on the negative thought patterns. This is actually called negativity bias. Our brain has a bias for all things negative. You're not broken. It's something we have to change. Okay, so what we are going to do here is we are going to become aware of the negative thought patterns that we are having in order to change them. So I'm going to share my screen with you. Let's see, desktop. And we are going to go into, oh my gosh, I'm so proud of myself. This week, I cleaned up my desktop. Last week, I'm like, you guys are all looking at all my mess. How embarrassing. I'm like, I really have to focus on this. Okay, so another way to think of your negative thoughts is to think of them as a soundtrack, right? We have these soundtracks, our thoughts that go in our head and kind of on loop. So in the past week, maybe the past day, I wanted to include some time here. Maybe you didn't have a negative thought today, but chances are you have if you're human. But in the past week, past day, I want you to list the negative thought or soundtrack that you had. So you can, I included some areas here. Maybe it was about your appearance. Maybe it was about your relationships. Maybe you as a mom, a friend, a sister, daughter, whatever it is. Maybe you had a negative thought about your finances. Maybe it was work related, maybe responsibilities. Do you feel like you have a lot on your plate? So right now, I want you to write one negative soundtrack that you've been having this week. Okay. So I think you guys should all have that in your head, at least one. Okay. So when we're having a negative thought pattern, so with my coaching clients, I used to have them come up with some kind of symbol that they would envision when they're having a negative thought. It would be like a stop sign in their head or some kind of color, some kind of visualization. But doing some reflecting on this in the past week, I think it is much more effective to have a gesture and a sound to go with it so that you are actually moving your body when you're having a thought. So, and this helps kind of like solidify, I want to change the soundtrack. I want to change this pattern. It doesn't have to be a snap. It can be like a click of your tongue, like just like a click, or it could be like a little tap on your leg while you're driving, something that's not really like, even a snap is really not that noticeable. But if you're out in public or at your desk at work or whatever, you want to use something that it's not going to be like, oh, that, alarming. Like you don't want to be like, I'm having a negative thought. You might scare some people. Okay. So you want to do something that you can do anywhere. So, okay. So an example I'm going to use here is about procrastination. So I'm such an idiot. I'm always late to getting my assignment in. I stress myself out. Why do I do this to myself? Okay. So you realize that you're having this thought because usually you start to stress out and you have this negative kind of like almost like a visceral reaction, like breathing is like you take a deep breath. So I'm having this thought. Okay. I'm having the thought. Just your symbol, just your gesture to signify you're having the thought. Then you are going to ask yourself these 3 questions. And this is going to have to happen over and over and over again. We have a problem for however many years. Okay. Let's say 25 years of your life. Okay. And then you expect a solution overnight. You expect a solution in a month, in 4 weeks. It's not going to happen. You have to really set this into place. Okay. So you ask yourself these things, these 3 things. Is this thought true? Is this thought helpful? Is this thought kind? So going back to my example about the procrastinating. Okay. So is this thought true? Well, yeah, it is true because I seem to be, putting everything to the last minute. I wait to the last minute. I've always done it. I'm still doing it. Okay. Is this thought helpful? Well, I call myself an idiot. Not really helpful. Is this thought kind? No, again, I called myself a name. It's not kind. Okay. So how are we going to change that soundtrack into something that is helpful, that is thoughtful, that is kind? So for this example that I included, okay, you are working, or you know what, you say, I, not you, you're talking about yourself. I am working very hard on managing my time better. I'm doing the best I can. Next time I will work way harder so I am less stressed. So you have your negative thought, you have your gesture, you ask yourself, is this thought helpful? Is this thought true? Is this thought kind? And then you replace it with something that is helpful, that is thoughtful, that is kind. So right now, I'm going to give you about 30 seconds or so to kind of come up with your own soundtrack, your own phrase, your own affirmation. I like the term soundtrack, to change that negative thought that you've been having. Okay, so I have some examples here. You probably read through some of these examples. I take action even when I'm nervous. That would be a great one. You're like, oh, I have this presentation that is coming up and I'm super nervous, or you're doing something a little bit different. I take action even when I'm nervous. So it's a reminder to you. I inhale confidence and I exhale doubt. This one is a really good one. Sometimes we feel like we have to have everything figured out, and that is just not possible. I was having moments last week. I had to coach myself. And I want to tell you that there are certain times in your life when changing the soundtrack is going to be so freaking hard. You're like, I can't turn this station as much as I'm trying. Okay, maybe you can't change the station, but can you turn the volume down? Can you turn the intensity down so that your thoughts aren't so blaring and they're not so repetitive? So can I listen to this song maybe 5 times a day instead of 10 times a day? Okay. This one is what I was talking about, because it's time of the month last week and I was like overwhelmed. I'm like, okay, I had to change the soundtrack to, I don't have to have it all figured out right now. And that was helping me. Like, do what you can, make a list, take those things off of the list and just do what you can in one day. You don't have to have it all figured out. I'm on the right track in my journey. Sometimes we feel like we have to be much farther than we are. You are right where you're supposed to be. Okay. You are right where you're supposed to be. It will all get done as busy people, as women, as moms, as employees, we as business owners, we have a lot of responsibility. So that kind of goes with that third one is it will all get done. And if it doesn't, it wasn't important enough. Okay. So those are great soundtracks. So then, you also have a section here. These are great to, again, I'm a big believer, post it, stick it on a journal, in your journal, put it on your mirror, in your car, in your notebook, on a book, on your water bottle. Get very granular with where you stick these. This will help you change the soundtrack when you're going through a difficult time. On your desktop, that's another great area. On your whiteboard, wherever. I'm like, all the things, just post it everywhere. Okay. So that is a great printout that you guys can use. Okay. I have the giveaway, and then I also have the announcement. I think I'm going to do the announcement first. Okay. I'm going to do the announcement. All right. So this is something that I haven't done before, but I wanted to offer something that if you feel like we just hit the surface and you want to get a little bit more granular, you want to get a little bit more deeper, you want to have me at your service for coaching, then this is for you. So I'm doing a 4-week mastermind. Okay. It is going to be more exclusive than what I was able to offer here. So week one, we're going to take a confidence level assessment. So you have a score to determine exactly where you're at and where you want to go. You will be given specific strategies to work on your area of struggle. We're going to continue that process of goal setting. Okay. And we're going to break these steps down. So you had a 4-week goal. Let's continue that goal. Did you not hit that goal? Can we expand on that? What is the next big thing that's going to really impact your life and get to your big goal for the year? And if you don't know your goal, I'm great at picking things apart, what lights you on fire, and then coming up with a goal for you. If you're like, I need something, but I don't know what it is, I can help you with that. You'll get individualized attention where you can actually speak. We can share stories. So no more 40-minute cutoff time and you feel rushed. No, you're going to have an opportunity to speak. We'll go for a full hour and we won't be rushed. And if we go over, we go over a little bit. All sessions or all workshops will be recorded if you can't meet one of those sessions. So my one-on-one coaching, you get me for it's 12 weeks, 6 coaching calls, 12 workshops. We work one-on-one, you're held accountable. I offer that for $997. And I offer it to my clients where we can break it up into 6 payments or 3 payments. For this mastermind, I am offering this mastermind for 4 weeks for $297. And it's going to be only like 3 to 5 people, I'm thinking. Okay. And you can break the payment up into 2. So it comes out to like $148.50 or something like that. So you can break that up if you're like, I want to dive a little bit deeper. I got a lot from this Confidence Bootcamp, but I want to dive a little bit deeper. I want to get more help. That is going to be an offer that you can use. Now we are going to start 3 weeks from now, April 11th. And you're going to want to hop on this if you're thinking about it, because I don't want your spot to be filled up. So I'm super, super excited about that. And the things that we do in coaching, you will get in this mastermind. So very, very excited. Now I am going to give one lucky person one coaching call. Boom, boom. Okay. Who's it going to be? So I'm going to pull the name here. Ooh, it is Lori. Lori, you're tuned in tonight. Yay, congrats. I don't know if I can see you. Oh, your video is not on, but that's cool. So I'm sure you're like cheering. I know it. So if you're too, that was something I was going to mention. If you're interested in the mastermind and you got the coaching call, we can talk about what I can offer you for that. Okay. So now I'm going to give you time, and I'm so happy we are not rushed tonight, where you can have an opportunity to speak if you would like. I have a message here that, yay. Okay. I saw your message. Awesome. Yep. You won. Okay. So if you want to speak, maybe you're like, okay, well, what should I talk about? Why did you decide to come to this Confidence Bootcamp? What skill you are applying to your everyday life? Anything, a goal that you were working on in the very beginning, you set for the beginning and you're working on. So, I'm going to see if I can pull you guys all up. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and see if I can see you guys a little bit better. Your screen is paused. All right. Anybody like to share? Any goals that you guys were working on? I can't hear anybody though. So if you have your hand raised, you can unmute. What are some of the goals that you are working on? Why you decided to join the boot camp? We're all stepping into our confidence, you guys. You don't have to be a skilled speaker to share. It doesn't have to be like life-changing, like I said, or earth-shattering to share a response? Okay. Everybody's quiet tonight. That's cool too. That's fine. If you do want to share something, being more social and talking to people. I was able to work on being more social and talking to people. That is a great comment there. Maybe you can mention your comments here. Maybe you don't feel like talking tonight. Why don't too? This is another option. If you want to share the soundtrack that you are changing or the affirmation that you are using, that would be a great thing to mention too. Maybe we can get some ideas from you.
Hi, Lauren. It's Julie.
Hi, Julie. Thanks for coming to my rescue.
I'll speak. We're just coming out of winter into spring, and I'm in Illinois, and it's just been dreary and just more on the negative side. So I think I'm just working on being more positive and not judging myself and not judging others, and just trying to be a little bit more positive just in general.
I love that.
So, yeah.
No, that's a good one. It's a work in progress, right? And then especially in the winter, it is so challenging when it gets dark early, when it's cold, you want to just like hibernate. And then you're also in close quarters with people and you're like, you don't have enough time to be in nature and be like in space and actually feel.
Yeah. People.
I'm done peopling. I think COVID made people less peoply.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jackie, would you mind sharing? I loved your post about why you decided to do the Confidence Bootcamp and why you and your daughter decided to do it together.
Yeah, absolutely. Abby's in middle school. She's in 7th grade, and 7th grade will be ending in, what did we say, 43 days now. I mean, that's school days, but where it's 8th grade is right around the corner. And I feel like middle school for my oldest, who is a boy, was, it was the biggest change for him in his life. And I recall that for me, middle school was a big change as well. And so I think especially, because I am a woman, and so I went through the going from a girl to a woman phase. I just wanted to make sure that in the most what I personally feel like is the most vulnerable point in going from a girl to a teenager, middle school is kind of crazy. And so when you offer the Confidence Bootcamp, I have my own reasons that I wanted to come into it. I really wanted to share this experience with her because I don't want her to lose the confidence that she does have. She's always been more confident than my boys in general, but she's definitely had her moments this year of questioning, right? Whether she was important enough or smart enough, or whether she was cool enough, or, all of the things we worry about when we're that age. So I thought that this would be really cool. And I sincerely appreciate it. I mean, you've really given all of us, not just her, but all of us some really great building blocks. And I know for me, what I was going to say is, the negative thoughts, the negative soundtrack that goes through my head recently is because of getting back into my business again. The backstory, but I owned a really successful business, and my dad passed away in 2016. And I felt like I just I could not serve my team well enough because I couldn't get a handle on myself after my dad passed. So I actually walked away from my business. It was a really difficult decision. And I felt like I was, abandoning my team. And so when I went back to my business, I was scared for a million different reasons. But everything's changed. So the way that I marketed in 2016 is not necessarily how anybody markets these days. And so trying to learn how to be effective as a business owner of my own, but then also an effective great serving team leader. Just trying to get back into that. So just this week, I really did have a thought that I'm not as good of a team leader as I used to be, because 99% of the time, you know, obviously I'm in business to make money for my family and help support my family, but I love serving people. It is my favorite thing in the entire world. And so if I'm not showing up as a team leader, I don't feel like I'm deserving of what comes to me from being a team leader. So my contract that would be helpful, thoughtful, and kind is I'm the same leader that I've always been. However, I can serve my team even better because I've grown. So throughout the entire process of coming back, I've made sure that I've taken the steps to grow as an individual. So I have what it takes to be a better team leader and a better businesswoman. I just need to believe in myself.
Totally. And I love that you are. And you know what? You have relatability too. Like we all go through hard times. We've all stopped things and then restarted things again. So yes, absolutely. And you're learning with the times, you're learning with the marketing strategies. And Abby, I just want to speak to you too specifically right now, because I remember being your age and, you know, dealing with other girls or other kids can be really, really challenging because their brains aren't fully developed. And the things that kids say to each other, most adults would never say to somebody else because they know that it's not appropriate, and you don't say that to another human. So I just want to remind you, you may hear things from other kids and realize that is not a reflection on you. That's not who you are. It speaks to their character and who they are, and they're hurting and they've heard those things possibly, and that is why they are trying to deflect the hurt away from them onto you. So you got this, girl, and you're going to be amazing. And you guys are taking the steps to just continue that personal development, and you're a bright young girl and you have a bright young future. So you're welcome. Okay, so we have 9 more minutes if anybody else would like to pop on. Kat, yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for this opportunity and, having this boot camp for us ladies. It means a lot. And, a little bit about my story. And after I lost my husband, the way I lost him, I've had some insecurities within myself. And that's something that I have to deal with and learn to grow with. And, but through this, I've embraced and evolved as a single mother, raising my 2 kids. I am an entrepreneur. I have my own real estate company, business. And so I am a realtor, and I cold turkey quit my state job, when COVID hit, and got my real estate license and did that full time. And so, but through all of that, I've had some insecurities, and questioned myself and had some doubts, am I going to be successful? Am I going to provide for my kids, because I'm the only one that they look up to and only one that's providing. And because I've always leaned on, my husband that passed away. And so, and now I'm in a relationship, and moving forward, and dating in your 40s is a total different, thing right now. And, it's like you question things, little arguments and little things like that. Last week we had a blowout. We never got in an argument, and I was starting to question us and, what I bring to the table and what he brings to the table. And I'm just like, man, do I really want to go through this? And, but I know it's all in God's timing, and, we got over it and things like that. But, also I had to let him know who I am and what I'm worth. And, I had to basically set some boundaries, and that's hard for me because I've been very passive, but I am learning to speak up for myself and to, I know this is probably a little bit TMI or whatever, but, just know that, hey, I have a voice, and you're not going to talk to me that way, or you're not going to say that to me in front of my friends and embarrass me, and, things like that. I kind of, took it like he was, very different, you know, and
Mhm.
he was angry about a comment that I made or whatever, but all that could have been, you know, settled outside of the group instead of, you know, in front of friends. And so, but we're learning each other and, you
Yeah.
know, and growing. But, you know, I started to question things. And so, but this boot
Good
camp
for
has
you
really helped
though.
me. Yeah. And it's hard. It was hard for me to speak up, but I did. I put my foot down and I said, I'm not going to take that. You know, I don't need that. And,
Mhm.
you know, telling a man that I don't need a man probably made him feel really bad. Probably made him feel this little. But sometimes you have to send a message, you
Like, I
know,
am
and
worthy and this is what I expect and this is what I'm going to get, or, then whatever,
deuces.
deuces.
Yes.
Exactly. And then, because if you are submissive and you allow that, then you're going to be treated
Yeah,
like that because you don't feel like you have a voice, and that's not true. So, yeah, amazing.
absolutely. And
Thank
that's what
you
I've
for
learned.
sharing. Yes, I love that. I have a voice and I'm worthy. I love
Yes,
that.
ma'am.
Yay. Would anybody, we have like 5 minutes left. Would anybody like to share or any
Hey, Lauren.
question? Yeah.
Hi.
Hi, Lizette.
Look at me.
You're
Um,
gorgeous.
Here I am, I guess. Hi, everyone. Well, I guess to finalize, I know we only have 5 minutes, but even the fact that I'm speaking, this is a big step for me because, as Lauren knows me, I'm the type of person who doesn't speak in front of anyone. Actually, I took her coaching a couple months ago. We did it in October, and we had a couple weeks, and I have to say that it was a great experience working with Lauren. She really helped me on working and setting my goals. Lauren, you always listen, and then you knew what I needed to work on, and even things that I didn't want to listen to, I needed to hear it from someone else. Sometimes I had my husband telling me things, and then I'm like, that's not right, but you told me, and I learned to know more about myself, and I knew that I had to take action and setting goals. So with you, I worked on that I wanted to become, a trainer and all these things. But I know that I have to take a time one step at a time. And I am very thankful for that. And, and on top of it with that, with this boot camp, I know I missed a couple, but, that reminds me of how, important we are, and that we have to take care of ourselves. Sometimes we focus so much on everyone else, and then at the end, it comes to us.
Yes. Yes. I love it. And it's been a pleasure working with you. It's so much fun. I love it. It's obviously, it's my passion. And when you have somebody that is willing to work so hard and has goals, and, just sometimes we get into our own head, we have that negativity bias that on repeat, that it takes time to change those thoughts. But yeah, you're amazing. So thank you for sharing that and all your compliments. It means a lot to me.
Yes, I say that inspiration drives you forward and comparison pulls you backward.
Ooh,
That's right.
that's a great soundtrack to write down, because what do we do too is when we scroll on Facebook, it's like, or Instagram or whatever, like, oh, they're doing something fun, or they're going on this vacation, or their body looks, jacked or whatever. And then we're comparing them, and so that is a great quote. Can you say that again, Lizette?
Inspiration drives you forward, comparison pulls you backward.
I love that.
I did that because I do that sometimes when I was like on social media, and then you compare yourself. And to be honest, I really went through my account and I had to pull people that it wasn't doing anything good for me. It doesn't take me looking at people who are doing things that I say, why I'm not doing it? It's not working for me. So I just took them away, and I just follow, and I put people who are really mentoring me and who's going to pull me forward to reach my goals.
Yes. I love that. I love that. Before we get cut off, we have 2 minutes. So if you are interested in diving a little bit deeper on your goals, working in a smaller, intimate group where you can really talk about the next steps and what you're going through and the process and get really granular on that, you can email me. You can send me a message on Instagram. What else? Lori, we could talk about you claiming your prize. In the last 1 minute and 30 seconds, I just want to say thank you all for going on this journey for yourself so you can become a better mom, a better wife, a better friend, a better human, feel better about all the gifts that are waiting for you and being able to accept that and appreciate it. Sometimes we hear compliments, we listen to ideas and we're like, oh, that's not for me. That's for somebody else. Or they didn't really mean that. Or we accept it for a brief amount of time. And then we, move on to the next thing. We're like, oh, we're not worthy. We're not good enough. We're not farther along. We're not rich enough. We're not whatever enough. So this is a good step into really focusing on who you are and continue that journey, whether it's through YouTube videos, through podcasts, continue these workshops. You can repeat these workshops, journal, and continue this path of embracing yourself and your potential. And I just want to thank you all so much for that and tuning in every week and watching the videos and everything. You guys matter. And I love you all. So on that note, I appreciate this. Is the first week I've not been cut off. So I'm excited. So, okay. You found out what the surprise is. I am offering a mindset coaching 4-week package that I have never done before. It is going to be amazing. This will help you get the coaching that you so desperately desire, but at a fraction of the cost. So if you are really thinking about this, you want to jump on this quick because we don't want spots to be filled up before you get in. So if you are interested, email me at lkubatpt@gmail.com. Send me a message on Instagram. And thank you so much for coming on this Confidence Bootcamp journey with all of us. And I want you to remember that you are capable of stepping into that woman that you know that you can be, and it takes work. So if you're going through life and a week later from this Confidence Bootcamp and you start to fall back to your normal ways, then really think about the mindset. But also, if that's something you can't afford right now, go back to the workshops that we have done. Do those again. You can do them over and over, because remember, what you learned tonight is we might have a problem for our entire life and we expect a solution overnight, and that doesn't happen. It takes work. It takes action. So go back to those workshops if needed. Thank you again, and remember to subscribe to this channel, and stay tuned to all of the fun things I have coming up. Bye, guys.